Yeah, so right now, Bait are quite heavily invested into physical damage, and so we see the Winter Wyvern come out there. Well, I think now this is where you look to, switch things up a little, throw some magic damage in there, right? Get the ball rolling.
Nah, more physical. If you click them
More
hard
physical.
enough, they just die, Pajkatt. That's how the game works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, more physical, right? Phantom Assassin next.
There we go. That's the
Modern.
thinking I like to see. All right, it's a and Slardar. You round it out with Slardar. Bam.
Slaughter is banned, but otherwise,
Damn it.
yes, a very good choice.
Ah,
No, I think you need some kind of mixture here between the damages. It also makes it easier to kill the Enchantress and the Winter Wyvern, and also lets you play the game in a different way.
mhm.
Uh, Hero like Lish is not really, we don't see it that much, but
Ooh.
it would be kind of nice. Like it fits a lot of the categories kind of that they need right now, but I don't expect we'll see it anyways.
No, I think it's like if you want to draft the Lesh, you need the protector types, right? Like I think Lesh was a very good pick when Omni Knight was popular because it's this
Yeah.
hero that can give you that extra layer of protection. Whereas if you don't have that, you immediately become the target of every fight. And you do have an IO in this game, rather, but the IO optimally wants to be severed to the Sven.
Yeah, and I mean we're gonna see we're getting the Sanking now, right? And so there is some more of that magic damage. The one thing I don't really like about the Sanking is the fact that like the Sanking Void matchup, how this goes is I feel like you just push the lane as Sanking and Void just gets to free farm. And at some point, I think you might, depending on how much the Enchantress can impact or the Wyvern, like this lane, if it's a Wyvern lane, it's Void Wyvern. I think is quite strong against Tusk Sanking. I think you should be pretty happy as a faceless Void there. I feel like the Void should just be happy farming. So I'm not 100% sure on about the Sanking pick. It does let them play kind of fast. They have some, at least they have like these two stuns in Sven and Sanking, and Tusk also has some stuns and some punches and stuff. So they
I
definitely
guess.
have spells to be able to play the game this way.
I guess my worry is now that you mentioned like the Sanking in this situation. I always like Sanking when there's another hero that really benefits from a Veil pickup because that like if you're having a good
Yeah.
start as a Sanking, you always want Veil. And right now
Mhm.
they absolutely don't have it. It comes back to what you're saying about diversifying that damage.
Yeah.
Maybe something like the Lishrak we were just mentioning in that kind of role would then synergize well with what Bait has currently, or another hero like Queen of Pain, something that can play around the map and has a lot of burst.
Yeah, I mean, it should be something that's at least, I think, a little bit mobile. I don't really want to see this like. I mean, maybe it could be a Void Spirit again, but now it's banned actually. That's fine. The damage from Zeus would be nice, but I just think the Zeus is like a very wrong fit here. I think you need something that's a little bit more mobile and active, and also has a little bit more scalability. Like even the thing is, you don't really want to pick Invoker into Faceless Void, and also the last pick on Khan, so it's pretty scary. You have to pick a blind mid hero
Maybe
that
Quap.
has to,
Oh,
maybe again, what?
I was thinking maybe the Queen of Pain in this situation. You were
Well,
just
it's gonna
mentioning
be the
about the Invoker,
Invoker.
though.
Yeah, the thing is, like the hero fits in a sense a lot of the things that they need. Like I don't know if this is going to be Exort or Quasar X. I mean, you have a lot of setup for an Exort Invoker, so you could play that route, but it's just that you're playing into this void, and just the time dilation has always been a very scary tool for versus Invoker, and also just getting on top of him and chronoing him and hitting him. He's quite susceptible to just dying very easily. Invoker, since he has to be in the fight to throw out his spells,
Is
but it's kind of nice because it lets the Sven scale even better. Like you add the Alacrity on top. The Invoker also scales. It's a fast lineup, right? It's a
mm,
very like mobile. The Sanking with the Blink and the Burrow Strike, Invoker, just generally a fast hero. Sven with Wisp. You also are able to just, they can play the map very quickly with these heroes, and so definitely have some tools here. It's just now that there's going to be this last pick. The cool thing is you don't really have to be worried about a hero like Brood or something because you have Sven and Sanking, etc.
okay.
Yeah, it's the Kunkka here.
I wondered
I
if they
quite
were
like this Kunkka here.
maybe gonna go for like a TA here or something, but I guess the Kunkka it's just more team fight, right? Because if there's one thing you can say between these two teams, Khan has redonkulous amounts of team fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean Wyvern, Kunkka, Magnus, Void. That's some potent team fight right there. And I also think the cool thing now for like Khan is that this Void, he doesn't have to go to this stupid Midas build. You know, he can buy some. He can buy whatever he wants, right? He has Magnus, so his farming is going to be fine.
I'm waiting for him to just queue up Midas now and just to hear your keyboard thrown across the room.
I think they have ways of playing this game. I'm just like, you know, like from what we've seen, like from Bait in these like recent games that I've seen at least, like they look kind of discoordinated after this 5-10 minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they can kind of ramp up their aggression a little bit and look to kind of run over this con lineup with, you know, some early strong items on Sven and Sanking, I think they could have a chance. But if this goes late, I mean, Con are just the clear favorites.
Yeah, I think like what you hit on there is a big part of what we see four parts often is that Bait they become I keep using the word discombobulated. I think it's like this team is the one I always associate with the most is once they move past the independent laning phases and they have to think about how they work as a team. While we did see some efforts in the previous series with smoke attempts, like the plays always feel a little bit out of sync. Obviously, that looks very clear against one of the favorites in this tournament, which was Viking, right? Which is a team that have had a long time together, and they've very much become this team that are renowned for being in sync with this snowball off the lane kind of style of Doa.
Yeah, I think the matchup is quite a bad one for Bait. I think Viking are they're too fast a team for Bait to be able to play. Bait, they need a lot more time before they kind of get online and are able to play their game, and I can just run them over.
Exactly. Whereas
We'll
this
see,
time,
I think exactly this is probably a better matchup as they're choosing a more greedy approach.
well, there's another detail as well. Remember, we've cast some Khan, and whenever they have a TB, they're scary.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. The naive TB.
Mm-hmm. But the other games we've seen from them been a little bit wonky. They aren't the cleanest of teams when it comes to their execution, shall we say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean this game though, like they don't really have to do all that much. They just have to not,
just press your buttons.
You know, don't feed too much and just sit back and let the Void do his thing and fight us forward a little bit. I think their lanes are they're quite strong here. The Magnus Wyvern, so it is going to be the Void Enchantress. This is a little bit awkward because I guess the Enchantress, she can get her creeps and bully them that way. Just gonna see how much the Enchantress can offset in this lane. It's just you can't push the lane that easily.
No.
So they might be facing a lot of creeps, and you know the Sand King might be happy in that scenario. But see what the Enchantress can be up to.
Yeah, and of course,
this mid lane matchup, I think Kunkka is favored in this. I'm not entirely sure. I just feel like
think historically
doesn't
it's
have
that
enough.
way. Yeah.
I think Invoker doesn't really have the damage to. I mean, you can try to kind of harass him with the cold snap and hitting him, and you can play it that way. It's just Kunkka has a lot of damage, so CSing is quite easy for him, and he can just always go back to base if he goes too low with the X. So I think he should be just fine. And also, once Kunkka gets 6, you have to be a little bit worried as Invoker.
Exactly. The other thing I was going to say is I expect Dendy is probably going to be a Quas-Wex Invoker in this type of game as well, right? So that it's more about him surviving the attempts Kunkka's going to make on his life than trying to pressure him out with an Exalt build.
Yeah, I mean, it seems more likely. I think the Invoker is just like, you would be so susceptible to just movement from the enemy team. Like the Exort Invoker, what he's really bad against is, you know, movement, rotations. He's so static, right? The hero's so slow, so clunky that you hate it when heroes rotate on you.
Yeah, you wouldn't be too surprised if they had chosen that route in this game, depending on like the lane matchup, right? Because when you look at the outer lanes, they do have good Sunstrike set up, so usually that's what you look for.
Yeah, and that's something you used to do, like, you know, a while back. Or Invoker he just invoked Ghost Wolf.
He's just preparing for that 1 minute mid rotation from the entirety of Khan. As I talk about that in the top lane, Khan now are able to find a head, one that belongs to Sand King.
Yeah, that's a Time Walk Void who didn't even have to use Time Walk going down there. I'm not sure, maybe he just tanked an enchant at the wrong timing and didn't get back up from his tusk, but talk about this lane a little bit. I mean, if this is the start, then you gotta worry a little bit for Bait here.
Sanking really does feel like this very fine hero where there's only a small number of games where you can feel confident picking it, right? I think the games we've cast, it always seems to reach this point of underwhelming very quickly.
There was that one Funnick game, I think, where he kind of just like ran everyone.
Oh yeah, it was like double
That's when it
melee,
looked
right?
good.
He's like, great, I'm just gonna like stun into Caustic Finale burst you to half HP every time. But that's a select example, right? And you're against the Faceless Void in this example, where you'll do that and instantly he'll just negate it all with Time Walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the same game that we saw. This
And
Kunkka
then, of
is
course,
getting a little bit pressured though, at least.
well, I was gonna say on the bot lane, right? Like the reason they stuck the Wyvern here instead is one of the classics against the IO combos, because you're always gonna Splinter Blast into the 2.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're gonna deal some damage that way, and Magnus and Sven, they're kind of just trading farm at this point. Magnus actually choosing not to get pointed in power yet. I'm guessing he's gonna go for it at 3. It's gonna be initiation onto the Wyvern here. He's just gonna port back to his own tower. Kind of low on regen though. Not sure if
It's okay. Just go stand under your tower and get that 1 HP regen, and watch Cheshire Cat slowly get forced out of lane.
he's got the mango. He's got that extra 0.6.
Yo, if you're Gilga right now, are you mad at Cheshire Cat for using a salve for like 200 health? You don't look at him and go, you could have had my tango and I could have had your salve.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, it's just the HP on the core is so much more valuable. You want the core to be sitting in lane farming, and if you feel like you can't sit there because you're missing, X amount of HP, then, use that salve by all means. Now he's gonna get bottled anyway a little bit by Magnus, but it's just core HP is more efficient at this point. You want to be able to sit in the lane and farm, and if you can't do that, then you're unhappy.
Yeah. And this lane is usually going to be Khan retreating from bait. It's just the nature of the two. As you can see, Giggle's trying to run away now. And that Splinter Blast didn't go the way he was hoping for. Drag back is good from Cheshire Cat to save the day, though.
That was a poggers.
Got to use the Funnick. Magnuses, we totally forgot about Cheshire Cat Magnuses.
We're gonna have some initiation here onto Kunkka.
Yep. Mio, get
There's no
low.
Venom though on Tusk.
Exactly, and he's got a fairy fast, so he's not even close.
Yeah, the damage is just not enough. With the double brazier on the Kunkka now, I mean, he's just gonna go back to this lane. He's just gonna sit there, right? He knows they use pretty much all their spells. There's a Mango on the Tusk, so there might still be another attempt here. But you really wish you had a, like a smoke or something, so you could just get in there. And now he's gonna get the salve, and he's just gonna be fine.
Yeah, you wish you had like 2 points in tag team right now, but it's just the nature of these lanes. He actually needs every utility at his disposal to even get on targets.
Yeah, and already if you look at the net worth, you can see that like the con heroes are they're on top, like kind of everywhere. The Void is on top. The Sven is slightly ahead of the Magnus just now, but Con are doing well in their lanes so far.
And like we said, there's less pressure for them. Last hero, one bash would end his life, but it looks like naive. We said it's not his Terrorblade.
No bash.
If that was his Terrorblade right now, he would have bashed.
And look at this man. He's queuing up treads. And you know what I don't see?
I see a Gloves of Haste, and we all know how this works, Pajkatt. You've probably been there yourself. You pick up the Gloves of Haste, and then you think about it.
Oh.
Last hero. Snowball. That wasn't the way they really want to do this, because he's still dying.
Bash?
Naive, where's the bash? Hello? Can you just bash? Invoker's dead in the mid lane in the meantime, by the way. Mio did hit 6 first.
Yeah, that's that crucial moment for the Kunkka in this, where you get this 6, and all of a sudden Invoker is very susceptible to just dying. Like, yeah, you have your cold snap. You have the region from your quads, but it's not really enough to sustain you in a lane like this.
It's
the
2
damage
points
coming out of Tidebringer it's too strong.
Yeah. Like, even
So
if he
you
has
gotta
3
be low.
points in Quas, it's pretty underwhelming. And Kunkka, well, this was kind of par for the course. He was a very greedy boy.
There's no way. He's gonna be fine. He has
Imagine if you had an 5 up. Imagine.
Yeah, or imagine if it was a 4. Imagine if there was a Sunshine.
How many times does he
Imagine
have to have
all
this?
the people. No.
Oh god, no, stop, stop. This is exactly what Cheshire Cat's saying in the bot lane, because they're moving in. They need a stun. Up finally has the mana. Get the tag team rocking. Stormhammer through.
There is
Cheshire Cat.
angry Kunka down here now.
Exactly. He's like,
And
if
he's
I'm
gonna have
going
a
into
boat.
my grave, you're all coming with me.
Oh, nice snowball dodge.
Problem is,
And the Sven
he
is
hits too
gonna get
hard.
out.
He hits way
yeah.
too hard.
Kunka there with the nice rotation, netting them 2 kills. Yeah, the Magnus goes down. And the Sven does manage to survive and just ports back to his tower, so he's happy with that at least. But
you know, my favorite part as well is there's no threat of pressure in the mid lane because it's not an Exort Invoker, so your tier 1's
no, it's
perfectly safe.
Just and even now, like this Magnus, he can just come here and sit here, and he's okay. I mean, okay, he's not gonna feel that good. He's got now 2 levels in Empower, but
no, but he's a mid Magnus now, and you know how this works, Pajkatt. They just go in jungle.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's totally fine. Oh, and there is actually a Midas queued up by the fist.
There it is. I told you. You look across and you see that Gloves of Haste, and you're like, I could. I really
Come on,
could.
man.
I mean, it's actually going to be a really good timing, to be fair to him.
He's going to have a very good timing, to be fair. It's just that, do you really need it with the Magnus, you know?
Oh, the Korra? Kill the Korra. Oh, wait, that's the ward. Why did what?
That's a Midas.
Alright, that was some weird animation changes. Something happened to the ward in the Chrono. All my eyes are just
There's gonna be a
fading.
rotation down here now.
Yeah, but...
Oh, and the cold embrace there, I think kinda...
I think this is the moment where you disable hero help from Gilga.
I think he kinda just sold his Kunga right there.
Mm-hmm. I would 100% just be disabling help right now. There would be some interesting words exchanged.
He would have just ran out with the bolt buff and been fine, but yeah, now at least they net a kill on this. On the Kunga and some much needed levels for Dendi there, trying to catch up.
Speaking of levels, Cheshire Cat did manage to get up to level 6 now. He's holding the point though. He said, I am now a mid Magnus, so why would I RP when I can empower? We've all been there.
Oh, and the empower on the Kunga too.
Oh, level 3 empower at that. I mean, what a reasonable, wonderful hero that doesn't dominate most of the tier 2 and tier 3 games that we watch. That was sarcasm, by the way, for anyone who didn't quite get the gist of it. Naive. Stun. More stuns. And no mana to move away. Oh, and look, a reload, because we won this tower.
Yeah, that's a very nice rotation. They get the kill on the Void. Yeah, his Midas is... It's on cooldown, so... not the end of the world, but... But a nice rotation into also tower. And now they're just going back to the bottom lane. They are gonna just... The Wisp didn't break the Sven, so Sven is just gonna sit top and keep farming, and... The Wisp is going to go down.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, J4 is also going to go down. He didn't get level 6 yet, so the Untouchable's not there. The right clicks are from Dendi.
And you could see also, he was just like the tag team staying near enough so that the tag team damage would be hitting the Enchantress. Quite nice play there from 5 up.
Yeah, I think he was just short man on the snowball as well, so if he didn't actually skirt that with the tag team, then you'll probably see the Ench left.
And the one Midas, I feel like, is okay, I think. I think that's this one, Sven Midas, I think. It can be fine. There have been some times when I've seen the Mask of Madness. It's worked out, but the Midas Sven, yeah, it's okay. I think it's...
You have a lot of sustain and a lot of damage with that sustain in the mid game, right? When you think about Kunka's combo, when you think about the damage the Wyvern can put out, Mag obviously as well.
Yeah, no, but the Sven Midas, I think it's fine. You're gonna have this to back you up, and yeah, you're gonna farm quite fast with it.
Oh, you mean the I thought you were talking about the Void one still.
Oh, no. I'm on the Sven one.
Nice. All right, you moved on. It's like, because I know that,
yeah,
that Void for the last game really hurt you. That like deeply offended you.
To be fair, the last one.
The last one was a lot later.
So far behind. Yeah, it was such a slow Midas, and it's also in a position where they're really losing. Like this one, at least they're up on gold, right? They're doing fine in the game. They're gonna be able to buy enough time for this game to keep going, right? Because the thing is about Bait is they're also not really a high tempo team, right? They play games very slowly. They like to sit back and not do too much and kind of just wait for the game to go later.
No.
There's gonna be a smoke up here. Try to find the Kunkka here. What it seems like.
Cold snap. EMP. Reload's coming in. He does get the bow out, and now the win is cursed, but it doesn't catch on the Crystallis. Mio still alive for the moment, but he needs some reinforcements. Cheshire Cat does come in with the RP. Only connects onto one, though. Fishman sidesteps it. And all of a sudden, the Chrono on the back line. Naive does arrive onto the Invoker. He needs follow-up damage, though. The Torrent's going to be there. But he's invis, and nobody brought detection. Moving across now, but... Yep, Gilga can't get close enough for the Dust play. They just have to go for the X on the Tusk, which is going to be dodged out by the Snowball anyway. But inevitably, he will be able to just move away or not. Nope, Cleave too big.
That's a pretty close call. He almost made it. And then Senking is going to be quite close. Blink Dagger also has some nice levels.
Also, you used everything on the side of Khan, right? Like, if you look at that and you're like, ah, man, we did smoke as 2 on the side of Bait, but they used every ultimate. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not the end of the world there. We're gonna see Void now. He's gonna get his treads. He's got the treads Midas with the Empower. Farm is gonna be ramping up now.
Where do you think he's going to go next in this type of game? Like, do you think the BKB is the imperative, or do you just go for like some cheeky stats, just bulk up?
I could see him go for some casual item first before he goes into BKB.
What about this casual item? I feel like part of me is saying no, Naive, no.
The Maelstrom, is it?
Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's no,
yeah,
Naive,
I don't know.
no.
I don't know. Personally, I'm not really a huge fan of...
Okay.
I think it can be okay.
Mio's in trouble. He didn't get the bow out. He's gone. Epicenter was good. The blink usage is on point from last hero, and the winner's curse is not going to be enough to bring down the Tusk. 5-Up's going to walk this one off. They'll just turn around and start wailing on the tier 1 tower. The disarm from Dendi ensures that J4 can't close that kill.
Yeah, nice kill there onto the Kunkka. And they're just going to reload back with the Sven and keep farming. He's just going to... Yeah, he's going to be pretty happy on that Sven now. He looks like he's going for the Echo Saber into BKB X.
So he's going to be active a lot quicker than this Faceless Void is what I heard from that.
Yeah, like the Faceless Void, I think the item choices here is...
Yoga?
There's going to be Initiation on mid.
Snowball in. Mio is here though to try and save the day. The Wyvern is gone. Vengeance will be had upon Tusk.
You just need your Tusk
no way out.
and get out. Yeah, I mean, so the Void... the one thing is, like, you're not getting that much of this, like, Empower or whatever, right? Like, yeah, you get some value out of the attack speed of the Midas, but generally you just want to pad with stats when you have this Empower, but maybe he feels like they need a bit more magical damage. He just wants to be farming fast. I feel like you could make a case for him going for some other items too, but it's gonna be... The way things are going in this game, I think it's gonna be fine. I think if Bait were to play a little faster, I feel like this build might put you in a little bit of trouble, but Bait are not known for being the fastest of the team, so...
Yeah, like you highlighted earlier. I think it's all about perspective as well. Like, for example, in this situation, when I see this item choice and I'm, like, not sure about it, I always go, what's better than Dagon?
That's a good point. It is better than Dagon, yeah. And they're about the same cost, so, you know. It's also better than going Yules, Atos.
Whoa, don't you down talk Yules, so that's the item of the patch.
On Void?
No, just in general.
The Yules into Chrono combo, so you can buy a little bit of time for your allies to catch up.
Because you time walk, and you're like, oh, now I'd have to run across my Chrono to reach the other side, but I could use them, run across, Chrono perfectly, bam. And then they're close to my team. No, I just think in general though, Yules, especially when you consider status resistance, right? It's the fact that Yules last 2.5 seconds and there's no way to stop that. Other than like purges from an Oracle.
They're kind of just like trying to bully this Kunkka a little bit, but
he doesn't
really care.
No, he's got his Heaven's
Mango, he's got Halberd. Yeah, he's fine. And looks like they're gonna just give up this tier 1 here.
Yeah, Sven's actually just found his way into Khan's jungle right now, so they could reload play if they see an opportunity, say like, I don't know, a very squishy Enchantress too far forward. And I don't know if... No, Mag has he got the blink coming out? I don't think he's rushed it. Yeah, yes, there it is. It's on its way out now, so Khan will get ready to make a play with this.
Sorry, excuse me. There's someone at the door.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it's his monster delivery. I'm waiting on mine, folks. Oh, I'm due a big ass batch of mango loco. Oh, monster. There's something so fruity and delicious about these beverages. And Poe really wasn't kidding when he was talking about how slow Bait likes to play, though. Like, they are just delaying this constantly around the mid. That's all Dendy's able to do right now. It means he's just stuck. Not really gaining too much out of the map. Just kind of confident in his belief that he is making good space for Crystallis, who is on his way back to the mid. They suspect the smoke is coming, and it will break his 5 up. Walrus punch straight away. Gilga has to use the cold embrace to try and save himself. The EMP is coming. Cheshire Cat, the RP onto 2. The skewer across onto the Sven. The Chrono goes down on the 4. Catching them all here with the boat follow-up as well. They'll be able to bring down the Invoker. Sven is low as well. They've already lost the Tusk. And beautiful execution coming out from Khan. Not getting the entire team wiped, but definitely making ample use of their ultimates that will allow them to now take key objectives. Whew. I mean, that just looked like your bog standard 2-man Chrono, but the way they actually synced that up with the Magnus as well. Well played, sir. Well played. Interesting that instead of just reloading in as well, Bait just chose to TP the Sven and the Io to the tier 2 tower. I feel like in some ways they arrived a little bit late, because of course Fishman then had to TP to that same tower, and he's delayed by a few seconds. Which, if you imagine an IO like there with the overcharged tether straight away, Sven, bulky boy, almost 2k HP, you could maybe see him survive long enough to make some sort of response. Instead, when he gets out of that Chrono, he's already feeling dead and just has to run. You know what the best part about having the cameras is, folks? Is that I can see if my co-caster is back and just trolling me. I can tell he's not back right now. Mid. Chris. Okay, it didn't matter. We won't talk about where that stun flew. Didn't matter. I think that was one of those kind of nerdy min-max moments where, as like the Sven, you're like, oh, well, if I throw a Stormhammer at the creep, which is closer than the hero, it's going to make contact sooner, so there's no chance that the Magnus can do anything. Really quick move from Bait, by the way. This is what they've been waiting for. The Alacrity on the Sven with the gold strength as well. There's no real way for Khan to do anything about this Roshan because they used so many of the resources in the previous bout. And when the Magnus is gone, like, you see how confident Bait feels in comparison to when he's lurking. It's going to be interesting to see how much now Bait plays on the dire side of the map. As I think up to now, most of these fights have been on the Khan side. On the Bait side, rather, of the map. Like, Khan are constantly trying to bring it to them. And credit to Bait where credit is due. Like, with all that pressure constantly on their side of the map, they've done a damn good job of minimizing the structural damage, right? Only losing 2 tier 1s. And actually taking 2 tier 1s in comparison. That's kind of that interesting comparison. I almost feel like Khan, they kind of go for this slow, methodical move across the map, where if Bait responds, like, they respond with absolute force, all their bigger ultimates. Whereas Bait is just trying for these quick in and outs, right? They just, like, they're looking for that quickie where a reload play outnumbers X opponent on Z side of the map, and there's no way that Khan can bring the numbers to save that soul. Okay, so it looks like it will be Mjolnir next for Naive. That's fine. I was wondering if he was going to straight up build it. Usually you do, because I mean, it's a Hyperstone. The attack speed value is too high. I'm curious to see what Naive's going to do after that. Maybe he feels like he needs something along the lines of Satanic at that point. I wonder if he'll just go more damage, because really, when I think of these fights and the way they kind of play out, you chrono and it's a race to just kill the Sven. So you want all the damage you can get. They looking to do some damage to Khan now as they'll move up into this ancient area, looking for a target. The easiest area to get access to, but once you get some prime wards down there, you can easily find people just moving through, especially when you consider Khan have these empowered heroes that want to go and farm in the ancient area. Stun out. K4. RP from Cheshire counter free, but he ran out of mana. They can't get him close enough to Naive for the chrono, but the torrent is beautifully done by Mio. And now the snowball into the creeps. Naive is waiting with the chrono. They all come out into a big mess and will be brought down. Your Sven isn't dead at least, but that's 3 heroes on the deck. Once again, Khan making great value of these big combos.
Yeah, I come back to this, huh? You know?
Yeah, they knew. They're like, whoa, Purr's back? Check this out, bro.
You know, you gotta be a good neighbor, you know?
What were we doing? We want details now.
My neighbor had to borrow some tools.
Some tools?
Some tools, you know?
I didn't think of you as like a handyman, you know?
Yeah, I'm not really... I wouldn't really say I'm much of a handyman, but, you know, you gotta have some tools.
Oh, yeah. It's like the classic person who buys, like, the whole screwdriver set and doesn't know how to use it. I'm not saying that's you, but I'm saying, like, you know those people, right? They've got all these power tools, but they have no... No,
I don't have a lot of tools, okay?
Okay.
I have a few.
I don't think most people would trust me with power tools, personally.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I probably wouldn't trust me with power tools.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Speaking of power tools,
how about this? Naive is looking like a tool, or is he? The BKB means they need to run. Torrent on the 2, and the only people that are being played with now is bait. They're trying to get out as quickly as they can, but 5-up's gonna hit the deck as well. Io, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They throw out that Winter's Curse to ensure that he will not make it through this night. And that is...
Yeah, this is...
I'm losing count. Like, how many times Khan are just doing this debate now?
I feel like this is starting to look somewhat reminiscent of an earlier series that we...
Was one of those teams in that series by any chance?
I think one of those teams might have been the same. Yeah. I can't say for sure, but...
And, like, you know, does it rhyme with rate?
With rate?
Yeah.
Maybe it does, mate.
Would you say that this is not the clean slate we were looking for?
Well, I would say that this game is funny and great, but maybe not for...
Do you think that maybe those particular people were a little bit late on their timing?
I mean...
It's okay. Take your time. I can wait.
If you want Dendy to win, you might have to wait. You know, maybe it's just not.
Maybe it just wasn't fate. You know.
Wait! I just said that.
You interrupted me as I was going. I'm not trying to berate your contributions to this piece. But all I'm saying is when I see plays like that, my eyes begin to dilate. That's a lot of pulses followed by a lot of pulses about to go flat as they're trying to retreat away and can't hunting. They'll be able to find one with the RP across on the Sand King, and last hero.
Yeah, he can't get out of this one.
No. His name is appropriate.
Well, technically, he's not like, you know, the last hero. I mean, he's dead, right? So.
Yeah. Like, I would estimate that trade was not good for Becca.
Oh, you're still at it, huh?
I don't know. That one just flew in. I was like, whoa, we've evolved beyond 4-letter words. Holy crap, we're big brain now.
I mean, you snuck Dilate in there.
That's true. I'm just getting bigger and bigger, and now I'm gonna get to points like, what's a 12-letter word that rhymes with right?
I mean, you could say that this game is starting.
Wait, you cut out. What?
You could say that the game is starting to escalate. Right?
But what I want to see is this going to be the outcome that we anticipate, which is
Yeah, but maybe looking at their drafts, they have to, you know, figure something out to configure.
You know, I'm not gonna lie though. I feel like once we get past the 10-minute mark, it's hard to see how the left side team are able to participate.
How far? It's too far.
How far is too? We haven't even reached 10 letters yet. Come on.
We haven't even gotten started.
No, this is just the beginning of maybe the end for Bait, because Khan is starting to build that lead up. The confidence on Naive right now is like, da, 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 da. Oh, there's the IO. Smash his balls in. Whoop. Nope. Fish was able to get away. He has got the chrono, though. He's holding on to it. Cheshire Cat is waiting as well. No RP for 20. They'll move in. The stun control is good, and it looks like they got the Faceless Void kill. They're not done. They say Cheshire Cat. Were you meant to be his protector? Because I think you get a 1 out of 5 rate on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my hope was just starting to dissipate, but now all of a sudden, he might just be back.
Maybe. Cold Embrace saved the day of himself for now. Giga's like, this is fine. Do not seeing anything here. We're not one by one dying towards our base. What?
I mean, that Alacrity, the Alacrity God Strength Sven, he's putting in work.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to do this thing where you go, oh, tier 1 team would do this. But it is that classic kind of feeling when you see like
you're supposed to be like,
right.
yeah, I don't want to do this where a tier 1 team wouldn't do this. But you know.
Because we know we like to be like it sometimes, but like that felt like one of those classic Congo line of deaths that most experienced teams do not fall for, right? Like they have that first casualty and they're like, why are we literally trying to save each other after we've already lost one another? All right, because it's like,
yeah, I feel like they could have just kind of left the void.
Yeah, cut losses, right? Because like they try to save the void, then the mag, then the wyvern.
No, you lose the void and it's okay, you know, sure, the mag was dying too, but they didn't have to bleed more kills. At the same time, you know, when the void dies, it can be tricky to escape. I mean, the Sand King with the BOTs and the blink, and also the Sven with the Superman axe. It's not the easiest thing to just run away.
Yeah, no, he munches on his people so quick, there's no time to masticate. That's the one we forgot. I've left you one that you will not touch now.
I mean, I was about to.
Your move, your move.
Well, come on now.
Sorry, I know in the grand scheme, there's going to be some people in Twitch chat that will feel a little bit irritated. I needed to do that. Yeah, that's sorry. I was like, I could maybe structure the sentence better, but screw it. Sorry, chat. I didn't mean to irritate. There we go. Ha ha ha! If the use of the word wrong to the use of the word right. All right, but how does Bait write this game? Because I don't want to underrate what they've done, but they were kind of handed that last situation, right?
Is this one of the first casts that's like, I mean, it hasn't solidly been in Rhyme, but, you know, I feel like it's not that common.
What, to have what Bait not outright losing by 20 minutes, or to have like this back and forth?
That is also very uncommon, for sure. But I was, you know, more the kind of play on.
Yeah, the back and forth, right?
Taken so far.
I mean, I don't know, because everything comes in circles, right? So you go past the point of acceptable to what people like to refer to as cringe. But then if you really push past cringe, and there's something I've learned from, like, I think Jake is great at this, right? Like he takes it so far, he comes back around and he's in the glory zone.
Yeah, and then he's back into kind of the forward, and then he transcends it.
Speaking of the back side of Khan has been found, but the chrono goes down. Gilga's still alive for the moment. The karate chop through will end him. They're going to try and get him out, but the RP follow-up from Cheshire Cat is too good. It brings them down, and Bait, once again, exactly that to themselves. They're like, we had this backstab, it looked bloody amazing, and then it just looked bloody.
Yeah, the IO tried there to read out of he got stuck inside the Chrono. Time it. He could have also brought the Sven out of there, and I think the fight could look quite different if he manages to do that. But he did not. He was not able to. So just a big fight win there for Khan here on the back of a nice Chronosphere by Naive, realizing that he can save his Wyvern and start banging on the Sven, and at least Wyvern will be able to get to cast the spells if he makes it out. Otherwise, he's just gonna keep slapping the Sven.
I think the impressive part as well is like Naive didn't go for this hard right-clicking build, right? He's got a BKB and a Satanic in there. It's not like he went for an MKB as an example and a Butterfly straight away. But they are still having the damage to bring down this IO Sven combo every time.
Yeah, we can see now the net worth is starting.
Oh, so you cut out there for a sec. We're gonna have to...
I was just saying, we can see now that the net worth is starting to fluctuate.
He's bouncing around a little bit, mainly in the direction of Khan, as a hero bounced up in the air in the form of Cheshire Cat, but he drags 5 up back towards his team, and this is looking really wonky for bait right now. This is not the position you want to find yourself in. God Strength on the back line, but the Winter's Curse comes out, and Last Hero is like, what are you doing, man? I'm on your team! But he doesn't care. He has no choice. He has been slightly baited into murdering his own core. And with it, he'll die alongside him as they'll chase down, look for more. They won't need to find it, though, because with the creep wave pushing in, Khan have set their sights on base.
Yeah, and kind of the issue now for the Sven is, right? Okay, so the Sven has BKB, right? Yeah, it's all nice and good. But the thing is, there's a Chrono, and it's a 5-second duration. There's an RP, which has now almost a 4-second duration. And there's a Winter's Curse with a 5.5-second duration. So the Sven is pretty much just, they can just stop him from hitting while he's BKB'd, and after that they can kind of just lock him down, right? There's the Halberd, Kunga. The Sven, he's not gonna get to hit that much, even though he's very fat. Like, they need to be catching the Void the way they did in that earlier fight, where the Void just dies at the beginning of the fight. Otherwise, it's not really possible for them to fight. And yeah, you can see the attack speed of the Void there. Just
that was a bait. He just wanted to get Tusk Spy back, and that he did. I mean, Naive could. He really could, but he doesn't want to. He's like, where's your primary carry? Oh, look, he's initiating. Don't worry, though. Cold Embrace works brilliantly against physical damage. 5 up. That might be his dieback, I'm afraid. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Is he coming? Is he going? He doesn't know.
He has to wait for his ult.
Naive doesn't have to wait for his ult. He's ready as soon as he sees this Sven to jump him. And even with this God Strength, now you have so many targets, right? Like, this is the beauty of the way Khan have drafted and played this game. If you don't eliminate the Wyvern, your Sven is going to be invalidating the fights. But if you don't lock down the Void or the Magnus, then the lockdown is going to be coming for you instead.
Yeah, look at this Void, man. He is such a beefy boy right now. He's got the Satanic, Butterfly, BKB, MJ, and Midas. He's also got the Aegis right now, just waiting for it to disappear. He's just kind of faking that Chrono out.
Yeah, he's like, just looking to go, bait. Wouldn't you love it if I accidentally had a malfunction with my keyboard and the S key didn't work anymore? You can pray.
Oh yeah.
That's what you're looking for right now.
I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though.
No, it'd be a start. He just says then has to have malfunctions on the backup keyboard he has. And jump in, starting out on the Kunkka. Yule's going to be there. The Cold Embrace to heal up. Mio, Chrysalis hasn't used the BKB just yet. The BKB and Mio does get activated. Faceless Void stunned up, but he's not out yet. The Epicenter zone out the back of the fight, and Gil goes round for the Winter's Curse, but the Cold Snap stops him from doing it. Chrysalis chasing down, looking for the kill, gets the X, but now the Winter's Curse is going to come out. The boat through to stun him up as well. Sven getting extremely low here, but stays alive for the moment. They get rid of the Aegis, but he's gone. Down for 75 seconds, and they're going to lose more heroes now. The boats are coming through. Sanking tries to retreat away, but the Chrono connects onto the primary target as Invoker gets brought down. And Naive says nothing less than mega creeps, boys. This is my new home.
There was the big ghost ship army there. Another whiffed RP by a Cheshire Cat. It doesn't seem like he minds. And GT gets caught.
Oh, we done here. Game 1 going to Khan. And I just want to refer to Naive as, you know what he is for me? Like he's a discount Kuman.
He's like a discount.
He
yeah,
really
I mean, he was like one of these players, like kind of highly considered, like he's a high or, high rated player, pubs and stuff, and you can tell he's good at button clicking. Maybe he hasn't found like the right team. Maybe Con is like one of those tier 3-ish whatever teams, whatever you want, and he hasn't really found his place yet, Naive. But we've seen him with quite stellar performances in a lot of games, I think.
Yeah, I think that like gravitates towards a bigger issue in the CIS scene, which is a lack of seasoned captains, right? That can actually structure these big boy teams that are able to compete with EU and the other regions. I think a big part of that for a long time, the gatekeepers in a lot of people's eyes have kind of been, I want to say, Virtus Pro and to an extent Na'Vi, right? Like Na'Vi usually brings in the talent, and VP have always had this strong captain in solo. And I think the only captain that comes to mind that kind of competed with that was FNG, who's now an EU boy.
Yeah, he has abandoned his CIS brothers
He wanted to
for
win.
some sweets.
He did. What can I say? You guys are irresistible. And well, Bates' chances of getting a win here, I don't know if they're making good resistance towards that. I feel like Khan here just displayed, I want to say, a better understanding of the draft more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing there was that we're talking a little bit about that last pick, right? And it is this invoker, and I think it's not a last pick invoker. Like I would have much rather seen like even a Kungon bait. I think that they're very all in on the Sven in a game like this when he also goes for Quas Wix, and there's a sank. I think the sanking is kind of. I really don't like the pick that much. I think it's just I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem like very much of a hero right now. If we saw something like, let's say, a Bloodseeker instead of sanking band, but just something different from the sanking, really, because I feel like the sanking, what he offers, both him and the Invoker, they're just these two magical damage heroes that are kind of elusive, and well, Invoker's not really elusive, but they're kind of mobile, and they have a lot of spells. They have a lot of spells to dish out, but come BKBs, and if they don't just keep scaling like this, I think they just don't offer that much, and so it's just a one course then against Magnus, Void, and Wyvern, and I think that's just it's very difficult to win against those heroes as a Sven.
What do you think Sanking in like maybe the 4 role instead? Would you prefer seeing him played as a support versus the free role right now? Like imagine this lineup with
I don't
say
think the hero is in a very good place. Like
okay.
I think the all kind of boxes have to fit for this hero.
Oh, you cutting out again.
Okay, I was just saying I think everything has to kind of really fit Sanking playable. I just feel like the hero doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't seem to offer that much.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a better option for each idea you have of what Sanking does. It's like, well, there are plenty of heroes that have multiple hero stuns. I feel like Epicenters kind of can be underwhelming, especially with raindrops being so prevalent early on as well.
Yeah, I think Epicenter is just such a like Sanking.
You're kind of
Shaker has. If you compare Sanking and Shaker, you can just the Shaker has so many more stuns.
Yeah,
ulti is instant, and that hero just is so easy to play in that sense, right? You can just block people down and kill them, whereas Sanking has to rely on people for some reason not pressing their BKB button, and he also gets really countered by pipe and BKB. So just don't think the hero is in a very good spot.
We'll have to see if they has some other idea in mind. Or maybe they got something that they can pull out that we haven't seen, or maybe it's finally time to give Monkey King another chance. Actually, I know that's not going to happen. I know Chris hates that hero right now, which is saying something for an MK spammer. But they need to do something, because right now, Bait have yet to win a single game here. This is on the second series, but not really the start you're looking for. If you get a draw against Khan, who I'm not going to say they are the weakest team, but they're not in most people's top 3, then you can start to build that morale up, maybe get some momentum going. But if you lose here, I've got a bad feeling this is going to start to creep in their minds as the days go on.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the kind of the fashion.
All right.
There was.
I don't know why. Your mic keeps cut. We'll quickly go sort that in the break, and then we'll come back
We'll
until
figure it out.
quiz.
We'll figure it out. Oh.